Hi and welcome. It's been a little bit too wet to get out there and do some test rides over the last couple of weeks. We're just coming out of winter here in Melbourne, and it's particularly rainy and cold at this time of the year. I did manage to get out last Sunday on the Le Mans for a couple of hours when it fined up, but the rest of the time the weather's been pretty miserable. So I've been spending a bit more time in the garage. It was time to do a major service on the Benelli TnT, so I've been doing that on and off over the last few days. A major service entails doing the fluids, coolant, oil filter, and checking the valve clearances. Now, to check the valve clearances on these, you've got to remove the airbox and the two side mount radiators. Fortunately, the valves didn't really require any adjustment. They're a shim under bucket type, so you've actually got to lift the cams to make any changes. And really, the valve clearances on this bike have not really changed in the last 7 years. They've been really consistent. That's probably more due to the fact that I don't ride the bike particularly hard rather than the durability of Benellis in general. I did find that the airbox was well and truly full of dirt and leaves and insects. Quite surprising really, this time around it was particularly dirty, and I think it was causing the bike to run a little bit rich because of it. But if you look at the foam filter and the airbox, you can see they really are filthy. You can get a replacement filter for these, which is a DNA product, which is also reusable, but I'm still running the original foam filter. Now, I did do a service video on the TnT about 8 years back with Robson Mitchell, and you can find that via a link in the description below. Robson's a much better mechanic than I am. I mean, I'm a real amateur when it comes to this sort of stuff, so I take it slow and fairly easy, and I managed to get the job done in the end. And in my usual way, I did manage to spill over a litre of oil on the ground doing it. I was using two 2-litre containers of oil. There's 4 litres of oil in the bike. And of course, I had an accident with the second container while I was swapping them over. It's just typical. I don't know whether that sort of shit happens to you, but for me, it's just part of the course of doing work on my bikes, is the fact that I know something's going to go wrong like that. I'll step in something or I'll spill something. It's just, or something will break off. Now, the other project I've got on the cards in the next couple of months is I'm going to do the valve guides on my Moto Guzzi Le Mans 1000. I'll be taking the heads off that. I'm hoping to make a video of that, and I'll be sending the heads off to Bill Finnegan, and I should, with a bit of luck, be able to video the K-lining process of replacing the guides on that, which should be quite an interesting little video if you're into older Moto Guzzis. But apart from that, I'm looking forward to the weather fining up a little bit, and hopefully I'll be able to do a couple more road tests of older bikes sometime in the near future. Now, the bikes I've got in mind, I'm looking at a Royal Enfield Bullet 500. I just thought that would be quite an interesting bike to take a look at, and maybe a couple of the older Aprilia Millets, you know, the late 90s, early 2000 ones. I was quite impressed with them when I rode them back in the day, and I just thought it'd be worth having a look at them because they're usually available at very good prices, and certainly well worth considering as a sports bike if you're on a budget. Anyway, we'll see what happens when the weather improves. I'll catch you then. Bye.